Yoga can help manage panic attacks by reducing stress and anxiety, regulating breathing, calming the nervous system, and increasing self-awareness. Here are a few poses and asanas that can help with panic attacks.
We'll start with the right leg coming up. So you want to shift the weight over towards the left side. Fix your gaze at a steady point in front of you which is not moving, and bend your right leg, bringing the heel towards your butt. Okay, this is like a modified Natarajasana. You'll grab your right foot or your right ankle with your right hand. If this is comfortable, try to hold it with both your hands and push the heel into your butt. As you do that, your right knee will want to lift up, but don't arch your back. Okay, keep the core in and feel the stretch in your quads for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently release the leg. Do the same on the other side. Shift your weight to the right leg. Fix your gaze, your drishti. Bring the left leg up. Hold with the left hand first. If you can, hold with both the hands. Press the heel into the butt as the left knee begins to lift. Feel the stretch in the quads and stay here for 5, 4, core engaged, 3, 2, and 1. Gently release the leg.
To practice Chakrasana, lie down on your back. Place your hands near your head. Slowly start to come up and get the crown of your head to touch the mat. Start to rise up and feel the stretch. As you practice with time, try and get your head more out. As you practice more, you can come up from your feet to your toes. You can even take one of your legs up and practice some of the variations to get better results. However, just the basic pose itself can give all the benefits.
Let's start by getting into Virasana first. So for Virasana, what you want to do is to keep your knees hip width apart like how we practice the Virabhadrasana. But this time you're going to open out the feet a little bit more. They're not going to be in line with your knee. Open out your feet a little bit more. As you exhale, send your hips back and see if your hips can reach the mat. Now my hips are in between my heels. I'll show you from the front as well. When I'm sitting down, you can see my heels outside of the hips. Okay. Now if there is any discomfort getting into this posture, you can always use a block in between your feet. Now as you exhale, when you sit back, you have the block to sit on and the heels are still outside of the hips. This is the first way you use support. Secondly, leaning back from here can be very, very challenging. In that case, we're going to move the bolster or the pillows right behind us, touching the block if you're sitting on a block. Now, make sure you're holding onto the block and very, very slowly allow the lower back to rest on the block. Slowly the mid back, upper back, and completely lie down. Now the elevation here can be changed. In spite of using the bolster, if you find it hard, you can use one more pillow. So respect your body. I keep saying that because it's so important for you to be able to breathe comfortably and there is no force in your practice. Here we're going to stay, breathe for a few seconds. Like we discussed before, you'll immediately feel how stretched your abdomen feels. Stretch in your hip flexors, the quads. There's an arch in both feet, openness in the chest. And once you get comfortable in Virasana, it can be a very, very relaxing posture. Slowly, when you're done with about 5 to 8 breaths, you can work your way up. Use your forearms and slowly come all the way up. Now once you start getting comfortable using the block and the bolster, we can try it once without. So first step is to make sure that your hip is resting on the mat. Second, don't go all the way back immediately. Hold on to your heels and then first you release your one forearm, the other one down. Stay here for a few breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Slowly, when you're comfortable, you can go a little lower and lie down completely on the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Use your palms first, come back onto your forearms and then slowly you can come out. Release the legs into Vajrasana. Now if you notice, when we started off with practicing this Virasana, we started with the knees hip width apart. So this itself is a modification. If you want to go one step further, deeper into the practice, you're very comfortable here. You keep your knees together and feet apart. So here, throughout your knees will be together in Virasana, and even when you go down, your knees stay together. This can be very challenging, so be careful with the knees when you practice. So I suggest you start with a little bit of distance and then start working on bringing the knees together. Once you're comfortable, you can get into the full posture step by step. Lie down and relax. It's also a beautiful preparation for your deep back bending positions. It really opens out the legs, helps you to open out the chest. Stay there for a few more breaths and then when you're ready, come out step by step. First to your forearms, palms and then release the legs coming into Vajrasana.
And we're going to move into a Nadi Shodhana pranayama, which means bringing Vishnu Mudra in the right hand. If you don't know what this looks like, you can open your eyes. Index and middle finger roll inwards towards the base of the thumb. Okay, you can close your eyes. We'll do this together. With your right thumb, close the right nostril. First, exhale out any air that's in the body, forming like a vacuum within your body. Now take a deep inhale on the left nostril. With the ring finger, close the left nostril, exhale out through the right nostril. Inhaling through the right nostril. Closing the right nostril, exhaling through the left nostril. Good, we're going to do a few more cycles of this. Inhaling through the left. Long deep inhale, closing the left, exhaling through the right with control. Inhaling through the right. Closing the right, exhaling through the left. Inhaling. Closing left, exhaling through the right. We have one last side to go. Inhaling through the right. Closing the right, exhaling through the left. Allow your hands to come back to the knees. And then try to inhale and exhale normally through both nostrils. Nadi Shodhana, the breath we just practiced, is supposed to be a very calming breath.
So
let's bring the right foot forward to the front of the mat and the left foot to the back of the mat. On the left foot we are on the toes, which means the heels are off the ground, and on the front foot the knee is bent and the knee is directly above the ankle, which means it's ideally in a 90-degree hold. Hands go up and we want to sink into the floor as low as possible. Remember, back heels are still off the floor. So we're staying here for another 4. Remembering to breathe for 3. Go a little lower if possible for 2. Don't arch your back too much. Strengthen, engage the core. Last few breaths here, and for 1. And coming into standing.